The Muslim month of fasting is not just about staying away from food during the day. In the past, it involved sharing an evening meal, socialising with family, friends and community. But these Ramadan rituals and routines are now impossible. As even the holiest sites for Muslims, Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia, are closed off to visitors, around the world and here in Britain, Muslims now have to adapt to a Ramadan while under lockdown.
We have people in our community who have never missed a Friday prayer in their entire adult life. And then for them to suddenly find that the doors of the mosques are shut, it brings a huge amount of a spiritual void almost. It's difficult to replace that.
People are being reminded not to fast if they feel at all unwell.
At this difficult time, we urge all of our Muslims to keep their health at the forefront. Your health is more important than anything else. A person, God forbid, is suffering from this horrible illness, then they are not permitted to fast, quite simply. If people, even if they feel the symptoms of it and they are unsure, then even in that situation, we would urge our Muslims to show precaution, not to fast, and to fast later when God gives them good health again.
This Ramadan.
This Ramadan.
This Ramadan.
This Ramadan.
Frontline workers and famous faces from the British Muslim community have been keen to emphasise the stay-at-home message.
This Ramadan.
I am praying for the world.
I'm praying for the world.
I'm praying for the world. But from home.
From home.
From home.
You can be a lifesaver.
These samosas are such a speciality in our house for Ramadan that as they're cooking, it already feels like it's Ramadan, it already feels like home.
So while in their homes, many are trying to carry on traditions long passed down over generations.
For me especially, it was seeing my grandmother, who always, her door was always open when it came to people and sharing our food. So we would have had a lot of friends over, a lot of relatives who we would send food to. I have a day that I call the Big Ramadan Cook-Off.
Yet there is a sense of loss, both at no longer being able to share the month with friends and against a backdrop of illness and deaths.
I think it's something that never leaves you, because since we've started seeing the numbers, and then it starts getting very real when you have people within your friends and relatives and all of them affected by the virus, and also a few people who've passed away. This year is going to be very, very painful for a lot of people.
Yeah, so this is where I've been living for the last 2 weeks. They've given me an extra bed, even though I'm not actually allowed visitors. Always need Tabasco.
We saw the video of you with your lonely pot noodle. It's very sad.
Mohammed Ahmed works on the COVID ward at Croydon Hospital. It's one of the worst hit in the UK. He's moved out of home and into a hotel to keep his mum safe because she has underlying health conditions.
With my profession, obviously patients always come first. Normally Ramadan's all about spending time together with your family, sitting down at dinner time after obviously a very long day of not eating or drinking. So that was always something I used to look forward to. Like it's lonely alone being in the hotel room, like when you come home from work, and to actually be fasting the whole day and then to eat food by yourself, I can imagine it's going to be very depressing, to say the least.
In previous years, British Muslim charities have raised £100 million in the month of Ramadan alone. And while people can no longer leave their homes to help fundraise, charity workers are trying to continue serving good causes. Here in Leicester, they're increasing the number of food parcels they send out to vulnerable households.
Due to social distancing, we're placing each pack on the floor, and then they will come out and take it themselves.
There is a need greater than ever now for communities to come together, to build bridges, and to have that social, spiritual and human interaction.
As for open iftars, where people of all backgrounds are invited to share the evening meal, some are now going virtual.
We had 50 events planned up and down the country, and across iconic locations in London. Because of the physical distancing measures, we've been forced to cancel our open iftar events. However, I just want to remind everyone that Ramadan is not cancelled, and we still want to bring and keep the Ramadan spirit alive.
Fasting is often described as a cleansing of the soul, a test to assess the strength of spirit. For many Muslims, that test feels tougher than ever before. But worshippers are finding new ways to continue old traditions.